Southampton site. Johnny's going to take us through the next 3 games. Over to you, Johnny.
Alright, thanks Ricky. Okay, so the first game that we're going to be playing is Divine Intervention. And I don't have the information in front of me. Could you let me know who wrote it and what it's about, Ricky?
I can try. Their names aren't listed at all. A username Landshark. Let's see who Landshark is. That's Peter Prince. So Peter Prince was involved in making this game. And the description is, in a world full of strife, sometimes we are left in situations where we turn to the heavens and ask, what should we do now? In Divine Intervention, you play as a pantheon of gods and goddesses whose duty it is to help those in need by influencing the course of events. Each player is assigned a random god. Working as a group, they must use their powers on objects surrounding the individual who has requested their assistance. Like cooks, too many gods often spoil the broth, and the situations you take part in often have hilarious, wacky eventualities. Move objects as a god of motion, burn as a goddess of fire, or get dirty with a god of debauchery. In Divine Intervention, there's no telling what the outcome will be. You're not the gods they needed, but at least you showed up.
So that was a very well written introduction. And
I think that was quite entertaining as well.
And I think that represents the game because this one's pretty text heavy. We'll get into it anyway. Just before we start, I really like the sort of smoke effect. I don't know if you can see it on the stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
smoke
nice.
effect going over the images. That's good attention
How
to
are they
detail.
doing that? Is this
I don't know what it's written in.
Unity?
Is
it Unity?
I don't think so. I didn't see the Unity.
Okay.
Maybe. Anyway, so let's have a look. Look at the bios first. So this is Bertius Chudley, who, what does he do?
God of
He
butter.
does not need to have the power of the elements, nor control over emotions to assert his dominance. All he needs is his divine stick of butter to smite down his foes with its greasy wrath. Okay, so this is the god of butter. So this game, I believe, is multiplayer, and you can each have a god, and I'll take 2 since I'm hosting. So this is the king of the gods, who is the picture of perfect health and idol of beauty, the god of debauchery. The next god would be goddess of fire, revered even among the gods for her fighting ability and her control over the rampant flame. I'm obviously not going to read all of these because we'll be here for the 6 hours.
That's fine.
So
Let's just jump straight into the game.
Let's do it.
Divine Intervention.
Stan.
Okay, let's have a look. Sandra is an average person. She's lived an average life of little significance. However, one night when Sandra is shopping at her local convenience store, her life is changed forever. The store is empty, but for a sole clerk shifting restlessly behind the counter. As she makes her way to the checkout to pay, an armed robber bursts into the store. Frozen in place, she can't help but think to herself, oh God, why me? God help me. Well, sometimes you ought to be careful what you ask for. So the gods she has
God of butter.
are being introduced now.
Redonculus, god of debauchery. Savina, goddess of fire.
You can't hear it, but there's sound on at the moment.
Rabnibus, god of
Do you get to
war.
choose your gods, or?
So I don't think so. I think now it's now the first player's turn, whoever happens to be the god of butter. So I will choose to be the god of butter.
Oh, okay.
And what should I do? So the way this game works is I need to pick whether I want to butter up the trolley, the robber, the clerk, or the alcohol.
Definitely the robber?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well-
no, if you butter up the alcohol, then it will slide off the shelf.
It's not your turn. Please let me
Oh,
take my
I'm
turn,
sorry.
guys. I'm gonna butter up
I didn't realise we were playing all the players.
the clerk. Okay. Right, Tom, it's your turn. So I don't know what your power even is.
Am I the god of debauchery or fire?
Yeah, debauchery.
Because
Debauchery.
the icon got a bit bigger.
It's got to be alcohol then, hasn't it?
No!
Yeah.
I need that for the fire.
Okay, what would you like to burn, Ricky?
Oh, the robber, clearly.
Okay, and really it's a 3-player game, isn't it? Shewing, would you like to make the
vote,
choice
we can
of
vote.
what this 4th person does?
Oh, I see what you mean.
She chose the trolley. Okay.
There's not meaningful choice there, is there?
The clerk panics, screaming and flailing his arms in the air. The robber immediately trains his weapon, but as he unloads, the weapon misfires, catching the blaze. Seeing the confusion, Sandra grabs a nearby bottle of rum, drowning its contents of tasty liquid courage. Filling the trolley full of heavy butter, she charges the robber, running him down beneath its weighty load. Sandra is safe, for now. So I believe how it works is they've actually just written every combination.
There's a lot of pre-canned lines that just sort of...
No way.
No, I don't think it's in parts. I think every full solution is a combination of every possible.
Oh wow, they wrote
So
out.
how many possibilities are there? 16?
Yeah, I
right?
guess so. So I guess each level has 16 bits of right.
Or 12 maybe. Yeah.
Let's have a look. Yep. So
You're looking at the files.
so in the files there's a solutions.txt which includes 00112233. So presumably those are for the combinations of.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a
That
lot.
is hardcore.
So I can say, I think there might only be one level, or at least solutions only includes one level.
Oh, okay.
But
So it's proof of concept.
But how did we make that happen? Because didn't I apply my butter to the clerk, not the trolley?
Yeah.
But I'm sure she filled the trolley with butter.
No, Clark.
Did
That's
she?
what it said.
No, she ran him down with... yeah, I'm not sure how that worked.
Yeah. Well, let's see if anything else happens to Sandra. What if I click? Oh, it says loading.
I think it might just...
Stan.
Oh no, there's
Okay, it
another
goes
thing.
back.
Chaos.
No, there's another level. Apparently.
Oh, okay. Wow.
We'll give this a go then.
So I think the... I don't know, would you advise people, like, when they're doing a game jam game to write quite this many, like, files full of text?
Well, I suppose with this game, there isn't a lot of options for what they could do.
I think with this game it kind of works, but I think it's a sort of risky strategy because you do have to write so much.
And 90% of it nobody will see.
Yeah.
But it's a thing that you could easily separate down into jobs. So
That's true, yeah.
Yeah,
like
you could.
depending on the level of skill or the types of skills within the group. If you've got a lot of authors.
I think this is definitely
then-
the most narrative of any of the games that were submitted last year.
Yeah, by far.
And after talking to the group, I believe they didn't quite realise how long it was going to take to put all this text together. And I think they initially aimed for something a bit more dynamic, where things interact with each other. But obviously, 48 hours, you work with what you've got, don't you?
All right,
Absolutely.
so let's take a look at the second level. Jerry's on a camping trip with his wife, and he's been attacked by a bear. So how are the gods going to get him out of this one?
Okay.
Butter the bear.
Stan.
No, we've got
No,
Stan.
Stan.
Riki Tiki, god of vegetables.
Riki Tiki.
Aquarium, goddess of water.
God of vegetables.
Orphan, god of treachery.
I think the art in this is really good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
excellent.
I agree.
Yeah, they
I'm
put a lot of work into
Really
that.
impressed.
Okay.
All right, so we're in the same order as before. So
yeah,
Johnny,
yeah.
you're
So what does Stan do? Stan
Chaos.
does something to the wife.
okay. Okay. So I'm goddess of water.
Wait, no, because the bottom two have both got big.
That's interesting.
Okay, you're either the goddess
I'm either
of
water or treachery. I
Yeah,
can't tell.
So pick one.
I'm gonna go with the campfire. Put it out. It's
Yeah.
dangerous to have that around when bears are around.
In an attempt to save Jerry, his wife finds herself imbued with an otherworldly power. Rolled up her sleeves, she walks towards the bear for about a fisticuffs. The bear backs up on its hind legs and raises its paws in response, as any true gentleman would. By the fourth round, there is still no clear leader. After circling for a few minutes, Jerry's wife pushes the offensive. A quick jab to the left, a hook to the right, she forces the bear back, step by step. As the bear shifts backwards, his foot scuffs against the edge of the fire. Looking back, he realises he has nowhere left to go. In this moment of weakness, a woman strikes. A bear falls. The fire rages higher. Jerry is safe, for now.
I'm not sure
And that's
how
it.
that relates to the
No.
choices we picked.
No,
but
and we only got choices from
And we
two of
didn't
the
pick
gods.
all the choices. Do you reckon the file only had a few solutions?
I reckon
yeah,
they
why
ran
did
out
they
of
So
have
time.
finish
funny.
that level?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they meant to put a big array of choices there and just couldn't.
Yeah, given the amount of writing they had to do for the first one, it wouldn't surprise me if that one's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember them drawing this, and I was wondering what sort of game it was going to turn into. I think it's pretty good for what it is. I think it's nice.
Yeah.
As a,
No, it's nice. It's a nice exploration of those sort of narrative trees that you can build.
yeah,
It would have. I think they could have, if they could have found a way to generate template those solutions rather than have to manually do all of them.
yeah, that would be
That
nice.
would be neat.
But that, I mean,
Well,
that's
the
bigger
problem
than a
is
game jam game, isn't it? But
It's
it
definitely styled on an adventure game, and they're a lot harder to do in a shorter time because it's all about
Definitely.
writing that sort of narrative.
But
I think with a game jam, you more want to focus on sort of mechanical games rather than like narrative ones. But
Yeah.
they definitely made a really good attempt at it.
But for a narrative game,
Yeah.
this is pretty good. They've done a good job
Yeah.
in 48 hours.
Yeah.
But
You
obviously
can
if they
tell
had
why.
more time.
You can tell why they went for this sort of game, because they clearly have the skills to. They've got good art skills. They've got good writing skills. So
Yeah, they're definitely playing to their strengths.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
application
exactly.
of those skills. But yes, with more time, it would be nice to have, say, events that happen. For example, the bear steps on the fire, and if the water's been applied to it, maybe something different happens, and that sort of stuff would be a more an easier way to do it, given the amount of content that needs to be generated.
Sure.
Okay, so I guess we're done with this one. We'll move on to
Yeah.
What will we move on to? Give me a moment.
We've lost the game, I think, next.
Yes, we've
yeah.
lost the game. And would you like to introduce this while I set it up?
I can, yeah. So We've Lost the Game was created by Andrew Lewis, Mike Jewell, Matthew Constantine, Andy Barrett-Sprott, Jonah Emerson, and Ollie Steptoe. I recognise a lot of those names. So the story behind this is a group of executives is plunged into the unknown when they crash land on a desert island. Can they work together to escape? Or will they turn on each other to evade the dangers lurking in wait? Use the mouse to choose an executive, guide them around the island with your mouse, interact with the island, collect resources, and craft them to create a means to escape or just survive as long as you can. Back to you, Johnny.
So the first thing I'd say is this looks very, very pretty when you first open it, and
Indeed.
very welcoming when you see it when we're displaying it at the end of the event. It looks like a game that you approach and you'll have a go at. What's slightly annoying is that it's full screen and you can't window it, but you know, what can you do?
It's working on here though, isn't it? That's good enough.
Yes, but I've lost
Yeah,
the second screen, so that's annoying. Anyway,
Alright, no matter.
so I will press enter and we get dropped onto the island.
So we've got 8 different executives that we can control.
Yep. And I have played this a bit before, but I sort of ran out of. I didn't really know what to do. What I'm thinking might be a good strategy is to set off 7 of them doing something and then take the 8th one to explore.
Explore.
Yeah, it's got a. I remember this one's got a sort of crafting system, so you can start like sort of chopping down trees to get wood,
Yeah.
and then change that wood into stuff, and eventually try and like make a raft.
Cut down a load of trees. You can take that.
You definitely need to set them all doing something, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
You've got to make best use of all the people you've got.
So we do some fine berries.
Yeah, your first urge is definitely to like just take one of them exploring somewhere, isn't it?
But,
Yeah.
but Mike's finished what he was doing before I managed to set everybody else up. Okay, there's wreckage over here, which may give me something. I'm not sure.
Pathfinding's quite neat.
I think it's very pretty.
Yeah.
So do they have a shared inventory? Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So that's helpful. So yes, I'll set these all the way salvage and wreckage because presumably there'll be something decent there.
What's that big white patch?
What white patch? Oh yeah. Okay, I'll set the. Oh, I can make an axe. Okay, I'm making an axe. Wait, I'll get the axe and then we'll go have a look at that white patch in case it's dangerous.
How do you know what you can make?
It's in the bottom left corner here. It says what the options are for your current location.
Gotcha.
I don't know why I could create an axe, but I could. Okay, so whatever this white stuff is, it makes us walk slower.
I think it might be snow. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks so nice.
But yeah,
Do
now
we
you've
know
got
if
an
is the level randomly generated, or is it the same level every
I
time?
don't think it's randomly generated. I don't know, but I think they designed it.
Okay.
I like that it's got this what is it, fog of war? I'm not sure how you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very pretty. I think we've got a load of content in this. I'm definitely not going to be able to show it all off in this video because I'm not very good at this game. I don't really know what I'm doing.
Oh, hang on. Watch out, Johnny. There's some spider webs over there.
Yeah, there's no spiders. It's fine.
Head towards those spider webs, Johnny. Let's go have a look.
Let's go see what
So I
happens
played
when
this
you go into
before,
spiders.
and I got attacked, but the enemies won't follow you in the water, or at least the ones I was fighting don't.
Can you walk in the water?
Yeah, but you just go slow.
Oh, I see.
So I just went, all my characters hid in the water.
But they've actually got quite a lot of, like, they've got a lot of content in this game in 48 hours. Like, they've got the sort of, like, even just the pathfinding and the fog of war is actually, like,
Oh, there we go, there's a spider. Run. Oh,
No, definitely the amount of tech in this is incredible.
like it's really polished as well. Like, all the sprites look really lovely.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a very nice game. I don't know how deep the tech tree goes because I can't get far enough to find out. But the rest of the game is certainly very deep.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at sort of your
Big as the island.
the state of all your executives. I don't know what those bars represent. I think it might be like hunger and thirst.
Yeah, I think they are. So
They're all
some
dropping
cake.
quite fast.
They're all going to die, Johnny.
I'm eating cake, so wait till he finishes.
Have you guys played Don't Starve?
Yeah.
No, but I've seen it, and yeah, it's got that. It's got a similar
same
sort of vibe.
isn't it?
But
It's
yeah,
just in that
this
you've
seems
only got
brutal.
one character.
I think the idea of having like the multiple characters is a really nice sort of approach. It's different to a lot of these sort of survival games. If you've played This War of Mine, it's got that similar thing where you've got to sort of manage like a bunch of different survivors and sort of
Okay,
I don't
decide
know if
whether
it
you want to
ups the dice
sacrifice
too
one
quickly,
so you
though.
can focus on the others.
sure.
Because I don't think at least it doesn't feel that I'm terrible at this game, but it doesn't feel to me like it's possible to look after all 8 of them.
No, that must be planned.
Yeah, probably. And then
Or maybe it was just no time to balance in the.
Yeah, I think if they spend some time sort of like
No,
on
no,
the balance
no,
of it
No,
Johnny.
got that one.
and sort
I'm
of
not getting
found.
anything. Oh, okay.
Because I think what they really need is a sort of something to definitely occupy all of your other survivors. So like if you could set up, I don't know, like a farm or something and have one of them constantly tending that while you like go
I
and
think
explore.
having a Sims like auto.
Yeah, or
default
something like
action,
that.
So that
But-
they'll walk around, they'll pick berries, they'll feed themselves. They just
But
won't
for a
do-
game jam, that's probably a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think they've done loads for 48 hours.
I don't know if you took that approach, then you'd have nothing to do as a player if they were just getting on with their.
But they wouldn't improve, and if anything attacked, they would probably. Oh, Andy died. They would probably not deal with that very well.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I think this requires too much micromanagement because the fact that you've got 8 people who don't do anything at all without you touching them.
Yeah.
And they also do
Well,
things
I-
too quickly. Because look, I sit here, I will find some berries. And
Yeah, no, I just slowed down those actions. If those actions just took longer,
now he's done.
then you could
he's
go
back
away
up.
and tend to the other people, and by the time you're done tending to another person, then it's time to go back around your little loop of.
Or just
little
make
characters.
it 8-player multiplayer. That'd be awesome.
That could be neat.
Like, who am I now? I'm Joe. Joe's doing okay for himself. He's a bit hungry, but he's fine. He's got cake in him.
He's got no red or blue bars, Johnny.
He's got berries
How's he surviving?
and copsicles.
Corpsicles.
I don't know how he's
What's
surviving, but his health's going.
What does that increase when you eat? What does that
We'll
increase?
find out. I thought it would be the bottom bar, but it doesn't seem to be. There we go. Yep.
Okay.
Although now it was red before, wasn't it?
Is that the corpsicle?
That was the corpsicle, but that's the end of his food.
Is that like an icicle, but
But it's dead.
I think so. Yeah.
with
So
dead?
where did it come from?
The
Maybe
wreckage, maybe. I don't know.
Ice?
Maybe.
That white area?
I didn't pick anything up there. I don't think.
That's
Maybe
one of the
started
things
with
that's one of the things I found with this game when I was playing it. The tech tree is like it's a bit obtuse, which I know a lot of games like
all
this
those
like sort
games
of.
are the one.
Yeah.
It's just this game isn't big enough to have a wiki with all of the combinations.
I think that's what I was missing.
Yeah. But yes, it would be nicer if the cause and effect was clearer. So I was picking, I was searching the wreckage. It wasn't 100% clear what I picked up.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think it was an axe, but no, I made an axe.
Oh, you made the axe.
You made
the
an
axe.
axe.
And
Do
the
you still
axe-
have the axe?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you
there
do.
it is.
Yes.
Oh, can I click on it?
Can you cut down a tree?
That just allows me to cut down trees, so let's try that before he dies, because he's going to die soon. He's chopping down the tree. But yeah,
Well, that
this
takes
game's
ages.
awesome.
So
Yeah, no,
maybe
very
maybe there
nice.
are some jobs that do take a lot longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very pretty. There's a lot of content in it, and you can definitely see where it could go in the future as well.
All right, brilliant. Do you want to move on to the next one?
Let's explore the whole island.
All right, all right.
No.
Finish off your 2 characters, Johnny, and then we'll move on.
It doesn't look
So
like they're going to
I-
die though.
Yeah, they're definitely going to die. They were working on this after the game jam, but I don't know how far they got.
No, I don't know. So this
There's
is
even
the
talk
submitted
of
version.
trying to like green light it or something.
Yeah,
So
well,
they do have a lot of good stuff to show off, and it's like I just noticed the mini map as well. Like that's a really nice touch.
Yeah.
this island's a lot thinner than I thought. If you look at the mini map. Oh, what's this? This is cool. Maybe this will bring back life. Magical. Sacrifice yourself. Bam.
I think that takes quite a while to
Oh,
do.
it could take ages.
But what's the result?
I don't know, Mike can come over and try to stop him.
I, th-
Don't sacrifice yourself.
Maybe you can eat his corpse.
I think it's one of. So I think there's a couple of possible endings in this game, and I think sacrificing one of the.
That's kind of funky. Oh, what? That's an ending, is it? Sacrifice yourself.
I think it's part of an ending. I don't know the full path to it. Like you said, I'm terrible at this game as well, so I've never actually finished it.
So this is something that I don't think is quite right. If I click into the darkness, it will actually route around all of the stuff in the darkness. I think typically that wouldn't happen. Typically, it would route directly through the black until it gets there, and then you route, I would think.
Yeah, just try and take a direct path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, very nice. Let's see, is he sacrificed yet? Oh, here we go. I'm expecting
What's
something
going to
good
happen?
here.
What's going to happen?
Oh, he's doing something else?
So I think you're right. The difference in actions taking certain amounts of times, if you could set a job for someone that's just like collect food,
Or
even if
a
each of
job
those.
queue. You could queue up jobs.
Yeah.
Just something so that you could go off with your one favourite person running about. And let everyone
Mike,
else do
as
the
he's
same.
known.
Oh wait, there's a thing. Oh, that's a bug. Can you see this?
Is that just the corner of the...
I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's see how far I can get.
Oh, this is like that film with Jim Carrey in where he goes to the edge of the world.
Truman Show.
Wouldn't
Truman
that be
Show.
amazing if there was a whole other level to the game?
Easter egg in the corner of this level.
These are the stairs that get you out of the map.
Go on, you can get there, Mike.
You can make
Don't die before you get there.
He's trying to swim home. That's what he's doing.
Oh,
There we go. No, it's definitely the edge, isn't it?
I'm gonna go up.
You've done it. You've made it. You've made it off the map.
Oh, is he walking backwards? Yeah, he's walking backwards now. Is he? I can't tell. No, he's okay. He's okay.
So I think we'll call that a victory. We managed to swim off the island.
Yep, I think I win.
So we saved Mike.
That's the best I've done in that game. Did she finish?
Mike has
No,
survived.
James died. 21 hours anyway. Brilliant. Okay,
Well done, Johnny.
so what do we think?
Amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of polish has gone into that. It's great.
Yep, I thought that was excellent. Okay, right. So the third and final game that was submitted that actually works on a Mac was our game, which we wouldn't be reviewing so early if it wasn't one of the only 3 games for Mac. But let's give it a go anyway.
Johnny? What's it called, Johnny?
Well, it's either called Minor Problems or it's called Minor Trouble. And that depends on whether you're going for the name that we gave it when we compiled it, or the name that we gave it when we submitted it. So,
Why did that change, Johnny? Why did that change?
I think I forgot the name of the game when I was doing it.
Right. So tell us what it's about. What's the?
Should I read the description?
Yes, please do.
So this is Minor Trouble by Jonathan
Problem. Minor
Prince,
Problem.
Tom Blount and Shun Wing. What's wrong?
Minor Problem.
Minor Problem. Oh, it's Minor Problem, not Minor Trouble. Sorry, I was just reading the the Game Jam site. So this is a 2-player cooperative game where 2 children dress up as a grown man in order to purchase alcohol. The movement is controlled by managing the centre of balance. The balance of player 2, who is the head, cannot lose or win the game on their own. But it does impact on the balance of player 1, the legs. Player 2 should aim to keep their balance central so as to avoid harming player 1. Player 1 should direct their balance in the direction they want to go. If player 1's balance is too far off centre, they will drop the coat and be caught. You must go right through the supermarket, get the alcohol, and then get back to the door to win. Lower scores are better. Right, show us it in action, Johnny.
Okay, cool. So this is 2 players. So I've got my wife in to help me out with this. So when we play, you'll be able to have a look here. When we play, and this art was done by Ricky, by the way. That's why it looks so brilliant.
I was just gonna compliment the art.
I really like it, especially like the way all of those bottles are arranged in the background.
Perfect, Albert. We'll get to that in a moment. So what you'll see is in the bottom left corner is the red square. This is my centre of balance. I am the kid on the bottom. Probably too noisy for anyone to hear me. There we go. Okay, so what this is I'm using WS and D to try to keep it sort of near the centre. And as it goes to the left, you'll see that we move faster to the left, and as it goes to the right, we move faster to the right. and we want to move through this level. But the square on the right is being controlled by Sheeran at the moment, and as you'll see, she's not very good at it. Goes to the left, Sheeran, put it to the left. You'll see that she leans, and that forces my centre balance to move to the left more quickly. So the idea was we wanted to get this effect of people swinging wildly to the right, then trying to swing overdoing it and go back to the left. I'm not sure how well we did it, but it kind of worked.
Yeah, building this control system was tricky.
Yeah.
Like we spent a lot of time on that balancing control system.
There were a lot of iterations, sort of like trying like different balance.
Yeah, trying different values.
Balancing the balance.
Yeah. Balancing the balance.
Oh, never mind. So those bottles in the back, this was actually supposed to be the first level, and it was supposed to be a supermarket where there was supposed to be many different products that you could knock off. But I spent the entire night trying to get those bottles to not fall over when you first put them down. So
Because of Unity physics.
Because of Unity physics. So it ended up as an alcohol shop where the entire goal of the game is to get to the end of the level, pick up some WKD and come back. The theme was supposed to come through in you get to the end of the level, you get the alcohol, and then the kids are surprised by this, they weren't expecting it. So they're like, oh, so what do we do now? But since I ran out of time because I spent so long on those bottles, there's really no relevance to the theme here at all. But I tried my best.
Oh, I see what you mean. There was an element of what do we do now in terms of
like
trying to balance.
Mum and Dad have gone out. What do we do now? Well, we're going to go and try and buy some booze.
Exactly.
It's fine, John.
No, I think it's fine. I just love the balance mechanic.
Yeah, I think it's like the music, and the sound's kind of nice as well. It's got a sort of and the way like there's just constant smashing.
The image of it being a bit chaotic.
So there were a lot of people at the end of the game jam who were trying to score a perfect run on this, and just hearing like that little tinkle of glass, it's like, oh no.
It is definitely one of those games where you want to try and ace it, but it's next to impossible.
Yeah, so I was happy with how the controls came out. I was happy that it turned into a complete game. Mm-hmm. Relevance to theme wasn't amazing.
Do you wish that you hadn't spent all night trying to make the bottles work in physics?
I wish I never added a bottle. I wish I had
Alright, so what would your advice be, Johnny, to like somebody that's at the next game jam and is stuck on a bug like that?
Just delete the bottle. Do something else.
But what would you have replaced it with?
I don't know. So the way I solved it was I turned off physics, stuck all the bottles to the shelf, and then just turned physics back on as soon as you hit the shelf. So a horrible hack. Oh, although it wasn't the worst hack. The worst hack is that sometimes during the game your character would just float into the air, and I don't know why. So instead of figuring out why and fixing it, I just every frame set the Y coordinate to be back to 0. Yeah.
So there you go. That's our top tip. If you're ever getting stuck on a bug that you don't know how to solve, don't waste time trying to solve it properly. Just put in a really, really horrible fix.
And obviously at the time I said I'll fix this after the jam, but then it's still there.
I think that's just a Unity general tip, isn't it? It's not even a game jam tip. If Unity's physics is doing something strange, just set a value to 0 to stop it doing that thing.
Yep. So top tip for the jam. So that's it.
What are we going to do to wrap up, guys? Did you enjoy those games? What did we learn from those games?
So I think we can learn a lot from all of the games. So like some of them like had really sort of clear adherence to the theme, and I think they were probably sort of like some of the strongest were like the anarchy. So like it's sort of built into the narrative of it, and some of them are sort of more like mechanically, what do we do now with the sort of dinosaur shoot 'em up? I forgot the name of it.
So
the one with a really long name.
Yeah.
One of the problems I had with some of those games was that it wasn't immediately clear. Well, that might be thematic, but it wasn't immediately clear what you're supposed to do. I think it would be nice if you had upfront control scheme and things on the front.
Yeah.
I think that's.
But isn't that part of the? Isn't that them just meeting the theme by not allowing you to know what to do?
Possibly. But yes, it would be nice to have control schemes up front so that Tom doesn't end up mashing his keyboard trying to find an action key.
Well, that was partly because I was, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So I guess that's it.
Brilliant. Yeah, well, we'll be back soon with the next set of games, hopefully, once we get them working and get our tech set up right. Otherwise, check out our website, check out our Twitter and Facebook, and hopefully see you at the 2016 Global Game Jam University of Southampton site on the 29th of January 2016. Thanks for listening, and see you later.